on a sunny, picture-perfect Tuesday morning. I stopped by a local cafe for a coffee. That's where I was one of those guys who lights up the room. 30 plus years of running his family's car business. Always upbeat. But this morning, he looked like someone had just the rug from under him. I slid into the chair opposite him and asked, "Mate, what's going on?" He looked up, eyes defeated, and said, "Con, I'm finished. 33 years in the same workshop, same street, same bloody parking spot, and now the landlord's not renewing. I've got 4 weeks to get out." My heart sank because I knew exactly what that meant. Customers knew him at that address. His staff lived nearby. His equipment setup was tailored for that space. And in 4 weeks, 3 decades of Goodwill would walk out the door. The landlord had decided to developers. Apartments were worth more than a small business. Mike had been on a month lease for over 2 years. He said, "We had such a good relationship. I thought I was safe, but relationships don't protect you when money starts talking louder." That's the devastating part. This was completely avoidable. After 40 plus years helping business and property owners, I've seen this happen again and again. Good people, solid businesses, started by weak leases. A commercial lease isn't just paperwork. It's the foundation of your business value, especially now when buyers are cautious and interest rates are high. Lease security can make or break a deal. The 3 main pillars of leases to protect your investment. These are the same ones I teach to every client. First, term and options. Smart buyers pay for certainty. A 5-year lease with 2 5-year options tells you you're not going anywhere. I've seen identical businesses sell for considerably more simply because of lease security. In fact, when I'm showing someone a new business, the first question they ask me, "What's the weekly rent? And how long is the lease?" Rent reviews. Yes, rent will rise, but predictable increases are the key. Fixed or CPI-linked increases are far safer than open market reviews that can crush your margins. I've watched great businesses fail because rent jumped overnight. Make sure you get an experienced commercial real estate solicitor to look at your leases. The third one is flexibility clauses. Built-in assignment rights, subletting options, and fair notice periods. Buyers want flexibility, not risk. A lease that locks them in without options can kill interest instantly. And I know what you might be thinking. My landlord and I are mates. We've had a great relationship for years. I thought that too, until a landlord passed away and his kids redeveloped the site. Or when new zoning made the property more valuable, empty than occupied. Good relationships can't protect from bad timing. There was some good news. Mike finally found a new workshop, 20 minutes further away from his old customers. That's not just a new address. That's years of local trust gone. 8 months later, his business was still quieter. He's probably lost between $50,000 to $200,000 in annual revenue. That's not just profit. That's part of his retirement gone. If you own both your business and your property, you have the power most people dream of. Use it. When I work with clients who own their own building, we align lease terms with future plans. If they plan to sell in 5 years, we make sure the lease makes the business irresistible to buyers and keeps the property valuable for investors. In fact, the higher the turnover, the higher the profits, and the higher the profits, the more rent a new tenant can afford to pay. This in turn leads to a higher rent return, which translates to a high investment return for a commercial property investor, and ultimately, the more they are willing to pay. That combination often adds hundreds of thousands, sometimes over $1 million, to the total exit value. Here's a quick check. When was the last time you reviewed your lease terms? If you can't remember, you're vulnerable. I've seen too many owners lose decades of goodwill because they didn't treat their lease like a business asset. Don't let that be you. If you're over 50 and thinking about selling, transitioning, or simply preparing for your next chapter, now is the time to act. Review your lease, strengthen your position, secure your value. And if you like to find out how ready you really are, take my 5-minute business transition test. There's a link in the description below. I'm Contacetus, an AI business and property transition architect with over 40 years of helping business and property owners protect what they built and transition with confidence. Because when buyers see stability, they see value, and they will pay for it. And subscribe to this channel for more videos.